a single man who's actually pro-abortion and open about it, it's always women, and I have a couple reasons why. Like, it's just common sense. Women are intrinsically more compassionate than men, and they don't look at the full story. They really don't. Like, there's no way out of that. That's why, like, for example, even women to this day will complain about, oh, this country was made by white men and whatnot. Like, well, damn right, yeah. And, by the law that we created and you live under, you're lucky that you have anything, frankly. And that's also just human nature, okay? But then it gets worse. To act like a choice is more important than murder. And you can't say it's not murder. It doesn't matter. Like, if it is conceived, if you know that there is anything developing that has the potential to become a adult human, then you're murdering it. It doesn't matter.
No, he's not.
And the truth of the matter is, all you have to do is keep your fucking pants on if you want to avoid it.
Bye.
And you can bring up the whole rape argument, but that's so invalid. Like, let's really think about this, okay? So that's 0.5%. 0.5, so 1 in 200 abortions are caused by rape. So that's so irrelevant. And you can bring up the whole incest thing. That's still 0.04, I think. So that's such a small number. Like, come on now. And now, if the baby is about to die, and if the mom's about to die from giving birth to the child, and if you kill the baby, then you're a fucking dumbass. Because you, as a mother, regardless if you were raped or not, you have a young child inside of you. It's not your body, it's another body inside of you. That's like the government killing off people and saying it's our country. Like, it's the government's country. Like, come on now. And you can't say that's a bad, I forgot the word, but you know what I'm trying to say, right? Like, just because, it's controlled by you doesn't mean you decide its fate. And you can bring up the argument, oh, but the pain it'll cause the mother. Like, what the hell? Are you telling me that literally a few months of pain, and then you can go and, have this kid put up for adoption, are you telling me that much, pain is worth killing a little child? Furthermore, even past that, people will bring up the argument, oh, foster care is the only alternative. Like, what the fuck? Who are you looking at? Like, come on. Private adoption. Like, I was almost aborted, and if I was aborted, I wouldn't be alive. I mean, hello. So that sometimes changes, people's mind in and of itself. But, private adoption isn't bad, and it's not foster care by any means. It's just a matter of growing the fuck up and having a kid. And even if it will kill you, if you're willing to sacrifice a child's life for your own, then you're a fucking idiot, a murderer, and better off dying anyway. I mean, because you're literally murdering a child. That's real. It's, skewed morals and straight up, quote, political correctness have become so intertwined intrinsically in America that it's like you have to argue on the very definition of some of these morals. And I'm wrong with this is literally doing nothing more than denying straight up moral definitions. Because that's all this is. It's a moral problem. And people don't want to grow up. Someone actually asked me, what if my wife gets pregnant and then, having a child could kill her? Come on now, then she's gonna die. Because that was what she chose. She chose to be pregnant. And even if it was protected sex, she still chose because she knew there was a small possibility that she would get pregnant. So she chose it. She's the mother of my child. So that's also another thing. If you're going to tell me that, you have the right to kill my child? Well, first of all, it would never happen because I would never actually do it with somebody like that. But just generally speaking, if that's really how much you care for your child, then you're such a fucking asshole. Like, Jesus Christ. But absolutely, then she's gonna have to die. But she will not, she shouldn't be allowed to sacrifice the child for her own life, even if she was raped. It doesn't work that way from a moral point of view, from the morals that this country was founded on. It doesn't work that way. It does not work that way. And, they'll always admit, because by definition, you always have to use strict definitions. They will straight up admit that it's murder. But then they'll turn around and say, but still, the women should have a choice to murder the kid. The women should have a choice to murder the kid. That's what it boils down to for them. So even if, I'm pretty sure abortion's going to become illegal everywhere, to be completely honest. There's a big uprise of, these conservatives finally, and they're so sick of this liberal shit, man. And, the thing is, liberals are only doing so well right now because they were so much more bold than the conservatives ever were. And it's getting to that point where it's finally getting reversed, and it's being proved, and the bottom line is, just the fact that at the end of the day, even if abortion gets illegalized everywhere, I'm glad the women die if they botch an abortion. I am glad that they fucking lose their life and fucking die, and hope they go to hell, frankly, for trying to murder a child. Because that's what it is. It's murdering a child. And if you want to redefine the word murder, you can go ahead. But from a moral standpoint, from an economic standpoint even, it's not right to murder a child. I mean, come on now. If you have an argument against this, please come at me. And don't think I would get angry at you forever, because at the end of the day, America is made great because of the ability to debate things. However, I do have a big problem with this. So, intrinsically, that makes it even better for us to debate it. But you need to remember to use the proper definitions of words. And you gotta remember that this is always also just, at the end of the day, it's a moral problem.